Hi everybody and welcome to this video where we look at solving other type of equations using some different methods. The first method we look at is squaring both sides. So in this method, we're going to square, there's a square root usually, and to get rid of the square root, we're going to square both sides. So this would involve squaring both sides, and that would be the first step. And then once we've squared both sides, then you solve as you usually would. So you'll solve whether it's a linear equation or quadratic equation using the methods that apply. And then finally, this step here is to check if answers are valid. So that's the additional part of squaring both sides. We have to check if our answers are valid. So we have 3 examples over here. Pause it now if you would like to attempt it, and then we can go through it together. So let's have a look at the first one. So we have x plus 6 is equal, the square root of it is equal to x. So what we're going to do is we're going to square both sides. Okay, and then what happens is the square root and the square cancel out, leaving us just with x plus 6, and x squared is x squared. And then this is a quadratic equation, so we're going to make one side equal to 0. So we have 0 is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. Then we're looking for the factors of negative 6 that give us minus 1, so it's minus 3 plus 2. Please watch our previous videos if you are uncertain on how to solve a quadratic equation. So then we have that x minus 3 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 3, or x plus 2 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to negative 2. So now the next part of this is to then do a check. So we're going to check both sides. So the left hand, so both answers. So we're going to check x is equal to 3 as an answer, and we're going to check x is equal to negative 2. How do we do the check is we calculate the left hand side. So the left hand side is the square root of x plus 6, and x in this case is 3, so it's 3 plus 6, and that's 9. And the square root of 9 is plus or minus 3. And then we do calculate the right hand side separately, and the right hand side is just x, which would just be equal to 3. And we look as if the right hand side is equal to the left hand side, then our answer is valid. So let's do that for this one here as well. So the left hand side is the square root of x plus 6. X in this case is minus 2 plus 6, which is 4. And the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2. The right hand side is simply x, which is equal to negative 2. And again, left hand side is equal to right hand side. Therefore, our answer is valid. Okay. So let us have a look at the next question. So here we have the square root of 4x plus 3 is equal to x. When we're squaring both sides, what we would like to do is get the squared term by itself. So I'm going to isolate the squared term by taking the 3 over. So we get x minus 3. The next step now is to square both sides, which we now can. So I'm squaring both sides. And then what we have is 4x, because the square root and the square cancel out, is equal to x minus 3. A reminder that x minus 3 squared is x minus 3 times x minus 3. And when you multiply that out, we get that it's x squared minus 6x plus 9. So then we're going to make one side equal to 0 as we normally do when we're solving quadratic equations. So we get that 4x when it goes over becomes a negative 4x, negative 6 becomes negative 10 plus 9. And the factors of 9 that give us negative 10 is x minus 1 and x minus 9. So we have that x is equal to 9 or x is equal to 1 if we solve those two solutions. So what we would like to now do is our check. So we're going to check the answer for x is equal to 9 and x is equal to 1. So we're going to check if our answers are valid. And then what we have is the left hand side is equal to the square root of 4x plus 3. So this here is the square root of 4 times 9 plus 3, which is equal to the square root of 36 plus 3, and the square root of 36 is plus or minus 6 plus 3. So your answers are either 9 or negative 3. The right-hand side is just 9. So here we have that our left-hand side does equal one of our solutions of our right-hand side. Therefore, it is valid. So we're going to do the same thing. The right-hand side is the square root of 4x. The left-hand side is the square root of 4x plus 3. In this case, x is 1, so it's 4 times 1 plus 3. So the square root of 4 is plus or minus 2 plus 3. So our two answers is 2 plus 3, which is 5, and minus 2 plus 3, which is 1. Then our right-hand side, we just have x is equal to 1. And then we have, again, that left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. Therefore, our answer is valid.